The U.S. government has announced the imposition of a significant 15% tariff on all vehicles and automotive parts imported from Japan, marking a major escalation in trade policy between the two countries. This new tariff directly targets major Japanese brands like Toyota and Honda, which have long been household names in the American market and are known for their reliability and innovation. But the impact goes beyond just finished vehicles. These tariffs also apply to components sourced from around the world, including those made in Japan but assembled in American factories. As a result, even cars that roll off U.S. assembly lines are now subject to higher costs, blurring the lines between domestic and imported products. Automakers are now under immediate financial pressure. They must quickly reassess their U.S. strategies, from supply chain logistics to pricing models, as they face shrinking profit margins and volatile stock prices. This move is part of a broader, ongoing shift in global trade dynamics. The business environment is becoming more unpredictable, with new tariffs and regulations emerging rapidly, forcing companies to adapt on the fly. The entire automotive supply chain, from small parts factories in Japan to massive assembly plants in the U.S., is feeling the impact. Every link in the chain, from raw materials to finished vehicles, is now under scrutiny. And it's not just Japanese brands that are affected. European and American automakers like Volkswagen, GM, Ford, and even Tesla rely on global supply chains that include Japanese parts and technology. These companies now face higher costs and increased complexity in their operations. The modern auto market is deeply interconnected. A single policy change in one country can send shockwaves throughout the world, affecting production schedules, delivery times, and ultimately, the price consumers pay. Automakers now face the challenge of managing these added costs while still keeping vehicles affordable for American consumers. Price increases could dampen demand, making it harder for families to buy new cars. For companies that have spent decades building global supply chains and investing in international partnerships, these tariffs represent a major disruption. Years of planning and investment are suddenly at risk. The decisions automakers make now, whether to absorb costs, pass them on to consumers, or shift production, will shape their future in the U.S. market for years to come. The industry stands at a defining moment. Automakers are forced to adapt quickly, innovate, and find new ways to remain competitive, or risk losing ground to rivals who can better navigate the new landscape. The pressure is on to protect both jobs and profits. Companies must balance the needs of their workforce with the demands of shareholders, all while trying to maintain their market share. The ripple effects of these tariffs will be felt far and wide, by automakers, workers, and consumers alike. Every part of the industry, from the factory floor to the showroom, is bracing for change. The U.S. auto industry is entering a new era of uncertainty, where adaptability and resilience will determine who survives and thrives in the years ahead. The financial hit from these tariffs is massive. Toyota expects a $9.7 billion impact by 2026, Honda $3 billion, Nissan $2.1 billion. These losses are real and immediate, slashing profits and forcing tough decisions. The total burden for major automakers has already topped $11.7 billion. Companies are scrambling to cut costs and protect margins. They're renegotiating supplier contracts, streamlining operations, and slashing spending. But the sheer size of the tariffs means not all costs can be absorbed. Automakers face a tough choice: raise prices or risk financial instability. The road ahead is challenging for both companies and their customers. Automakers are careful with their messaging about price hikes. Toyota and Honda claim recent MSRP increases are due to rising material and transport costs, not tariffs. They highlight new features and technology as reasons for higher prices. This strategy aims to avoid backlash and maintain customer trust. Still, the timing of price hikes after tariffs makes consumers skeptical. Automakers walk a fine line, justifying prices while facing new costs. The reality is, vehicle pricing is complex. Tariffs are just one factor among many. But for buyers, the connection between tariffs and higher prices is hard to ignore. Consumers quickly link tariffs to higher car prices, fueling frustration and suspicion. As they walk through showrooms, the sticker shock is palpable, leaving many to wonder if they can still afford their dream car. The uncertainty surrounding tariffs adds to the anxiety, making the car buying process more daunting than ever before. Dealers are now on the front lines, explaining price jumps to skeptical shoppers. They face the challenge of justifying these increases while maintaining customer trust. It's a delicate balance, as they must navigate the complexities of tariffs and their impact on pricing, all while trying to close sales. This strains the car buying experience and can delay or cancel purchases. Many potential buyers find themselves hesitating, unsure if they should wait for prices to stabilize or take the plunge now. The uncertainty can lead to empty showrooms and unsold cars, a worrying trend for dealers. Dealers must build trust with clear, honest communication. By being transparent about the reasons behind price changes, they can foster a sense of understanding and loyalty among customers. This approach is crucial in maintaining relationships and ensuring that buyers feel valued and informed. The perception that tariffs drive up prices can slow sales, even if automakers absorb some costs. Dealers face quieter showrooms and reduced foot traffic, as potential buyers weigh their options and consider the financial implications of their decisions. As new car prices rise, more buyers turn to used vehicles, pushing up those prices too. The demand for affordable alternatives increases, leading to a competitive market for used cars. Families and individuals alike are exploring these options, hoping to find a vehicle that fits their budget. The impact ripples through the entire market, affecting affordability for everyone. Both new and used car markets feel the pressure as consumers navigate a landscape of rising costs and limited options. Dealers must adapt to these changes, finding ways to meet the evolving needs of their customers. For families on tight budgets, both new and used cars become harder to afford. The financial strain is evident as they calculate payments and consider their options. The dream of owning a reliable vehicle becomes a challenging goal, requiring careful planning and budgeting. The dream of car ownership is slipping further out of reach for many Americans. As they leave dealerships empty-handed, the reality of the situation sets in. The hope of driving away in a new car fades, replaced by the challenge of finding a viable alternative in a tough market. Automakers are fighting back by ramping up U.S. production to dodge tariffs. In response to rising international trade tensions and unpredictable tariffs, many car companies are making a strategic push to bring more of their manufacturing back to American soil. This move is not just about avoiding extra costs, it's also about gaining more control over their supply chains and ensuring a steady flow of vehicles to dealerships across the country. Building more cars and parts domestically means huge investments and years of planning. Companies must scout locations, secure permits, and hire thousands of skilled workers. The process involves constructing state-of-the-art facilities, installing advanced robotics, and training employees to handle new technologies. It's a massive undertaking that requires patience, vision, and significant financial resources. Companies like GM and Honda are expanding U.S. operations, but it's a costly, complex shift. These expansions are designed to boost production capacity and create jobs, but they also come with challenges: navigating local regulations, managing supply chain disruptions, and balancing short-term losses with long-term gains. Another option is raising prices, but that risks losing customers to competitors or the used car market. Higher sticker prices can drive buyers to seek more affordable alternatives, making it a risky move for automakers who depend on steady sales volumes to stay profitable. Some automakers try to split the difference, absorbing some costs, passing on the rest, and cutting expenses elsewhere. This might mean streamlining operations, renegotiating supplier contracts, or reducing spending on non-essential projects to keep vehicles affordable. Every company is rethinking supply chains, marketing, and logistics to survive. They're exploring new partnerships, investing in technology to track parts in real time, and finding creative ways to reach customers in a crowded market. The goal: stay competitive without pricing out American buyers. Automakers know that affordability is key, and they're working hard to offer value while managing their own rising costs. These strategies are high-stakes gambles in a volatile market. Every decision is scrutinized by investors, industry analysts, and consumers alike, as the future of the American auto industry hangs in the balance. The industry is in a race to adapt before the next wave of change hits. Whether it's new regulations, technological breakthroughs, or shifts in consumer demand, automakers must stay agile and forward-thinking. Every move now will shape their future in the U.S. The strategies and investments made today will determine which companies thrive and which struggle in the years ahead. The pressure to innovate and cut costs has never been higher. As the industry faces unprecedented challenges, only the most adaptable and resilient automakers will emerge stronger on the other side. The tariffs' impact goes far beyond Japanese brands. Every major automaker is rethinking manufacturing and supply chains. Companies are investing billions to build more in the U.S., but this means massive spending and complex reorganizations. The shift brings new jobs but also uncertainty for workers and communities. Trade risks now shape every long-term business decision. The industry must stay agile to survive future policy changes. The auto world is being reshaped by global trade tensions, fast. Experts agree, American consumers will pay more for new cars. The financial burden is too big for automakers to absorb alone. Higher sticker prices are coming, even for cars built in the U.S. with imported parts. The result is a general rise in prices across the market. For many families, a new car may soon be out of reach. The era of stable car prices is ending, replaced by uncertainty and higher costs. The dream of a new car isn't gone, but it's getting more expensive.